Be absolutely devastating.
This is Joey Owens' show. They've been trying to get me on this broadcast forever, and this is the worst damn broadcast I've ever been on. So you all can kiss my ass while I win this match.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to Facer Hill Pro Wrestling Talk. Thursday, April 17th, 2025. It's WrestleMania week. Got a lot going on. I'm Chris Gonzalez, joined by Tony Gonzalez, Big Glenn, and Justin Danger. How's
WrestleMania!
it going, guys?
Yes, let's go. Yes, it's finally here, man. It felt like it went quick this year between the Rumble and Mania, even though the weekend for Mania was 2 weeks later than normal. But it has been an amazing run so far.
Yeah, a lot of people have complained about the build to WrestleMania this year. I think people forget. I think that last year's build was so amazing, the way they did it, and it was so different than in past years. I think people are expecting that all the time now, and I don't know that you're going to get that every year. I think it's everything aligned last year with the build to WrestleMania, and the WrestleMania was very good too. At least I thought so. I thought 40 was one of the better ones that they've done.
I think the build for this year, though, it's not just about one match or one story. There's multiple matches and multiple stories that they've built this WrestleMania around, basically.
I agree with you. I do. I think also, I think there's going to be – this WrestleMania reminds me a little bit of 39 because I think last year a lot of stories ended for 40. 39, a lot of stories coming out of 39 began. I think there's going to be a lot of stories coming out of 41. We're not going to finish a lot of stuff. We're going to start a lot of stuff. So I think that may be the one reason with the build. So let's get started, guys. Night one, I'll run down the matches and we'll get input from everybody. What you think about this match, what you like, what you don't like. First one I'm going to go to is the World Tag Team Championship. The champions, the War Raiders, against the New Day. What do you guys think? And Big Glenn, what are you thinking about this match? What do you think of the build of the match, and who do you think is going to win this match?
I want to see tag team champions on the main card, but the way some of the build is for some of these matches, and it goes into similar to the women's tag titles as well. I feel blah about it, but I feel like War Raiders is going to retain.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah.
My take is the build's been okay. I think there was a natural story here that they could have used. Maybe they're saving it. I did see a report today. Not saying the report is super credible organization, but I did see a report that Big E's been cleared. That would be interesting if he shows up and is cleared. Again, I'm not saying that's true. I'm just saying it's something that I read.
If we get that dynamic on Saturday, it'll be amazing.
Yeah. Both War Raiders have both had neck surgery. Both of them have had severe injuries to their neck. I think that could be interesting to play this into the story. And I think New Day is going to win. That's my prediction. Justin, what do you think?
I want the War Raiders to win, but like what I want is not what's going to happen usually. So, but I see the New Day winning the titles just because it's like it's almost they're annoying, and that's what the WWE needs as champions right now. It's just that annoying champion because they don't really have an annoying champion. And the New Day to me is the most annoying tag team there is.
And you know what?
But with you saying the possibility of Big E, that kind of throws in a wrench as to what side he may go to. May he go to the New Day side, even though they beat the shit out of him? Or would he help the War Raiders retain the titles by screwing the New Day out of the match?
Yeah, the New Day had nuclear heat when they turned on Big E. and I don't know that they capitalized on it. I know a lot of people have complained about it. Um, I think they could have maybe did more. Again, I know there was other plans. They had a guy that was going to join the group, and he got fired. I think that could have changed plans. So I'm interested to see what I think. New Day will be some great heel champions. Chris, what do you think about this?
I think New Day is going to win because they done the turn where they turned on Big E, and I kind of agree they really haven't done nothing with that. So I think this will be where they're finally going to try to do something with it. I think New Day wins. I do kind of agree that Big E could get involved. Uh, he might come out and try to cost them, or like Justin said, he could always
Help them out.
rejoin them or something. You never know which way they're going to go with it, but I think New Day's going to win the match.
Okay. Next matchup, we've got Jade Cargill taking on Naomi. Justin, what do you think about this match in the build?
I really don't care for either one of them, but I don't see them having Jade basically come back and lose to Naomi right at the get go. So I see Jade winning and something coming up with the whole Bianca and those three again, where either it wasn't Naomi or something like that, where Jade and Bianca start feuding.
Okay. Glenn, what's your take?
I agree with Justin on that, based on the fact of you're not going to have one of your top. I want to say she's on top, but one of the most favored people in the WWE Women's Division. A lot of hope and stuff. I just don't think Jay's going to lose that match on Saturday. So,
Okay. Chris, what's your take on this one?
I agree. I think Cargill's either going to win clean or she's going to win, or it's going to be like a disqualification or something. I don't see them letting Naomi going over on Cargill with a pinfall. It could be something with Belair because I mean, with that story, there's in there a way they could go where it was Belair that had been behind it the whole time as the one who actually attacked Cargill. So I can see it maybe doing that. So I think Cargill wins, but if she doesn't win, I think the only way she would lose would be if somebody was to get her disqualified or something. Because I don't see them. I agree with you guys. Her being one of their big name women that they just brought in, I don't see them having her take a clean defeat right off the bat, especially at WrestleMania.
Yeah, this one's got me torn on this match because I think it could go either way. Naomi's heel turn, I really like. I like her new presentation. I like the caution tape. I like the proceed with caution. I like all this stuff that she's doing. Her promos have been really good. I think she's going to have a good heel run. But I do agree that I think Cargill needs to win. So if she doesn't win, they've got to come up with something that it's not going to hurt her. Disqualification is a possibility. I've been a big proponent that I think that Naomi and Bianca are still together, and Bianca is going to get helped by Jade, and I think Bianca may win the championship tomorrow, Sunday, excuse me, and it's going to be because of Naomi. So, and that would set things up for these three to go on for the next 6 or 7 months. So, I think Jade's going to win, but I wouldn't be shocked if there's something funny, don't go on there. Next up,
real quick, Frankie said he thinks Naomi wins with Belair helping her to have Naomi try and help her win the women's championship on Sunday.
That's a possibility. The only thing is, I don't know if they would want to tip their hand, for that match. I mean, they could. That's a way to do it. But I think they might want to be more of a surprise. So I don't know but that's a possibility. I agree with
the way they book it.
That's a possibility.
I don't think they would go that soon on that, But then again, though, it's WrestleMania, so they may just decide to pull the gun out on that one.
Yep. Next up, we have Rey Mysterio against one of my new favorites, El Grande Americano. Love it, absolutely love it. I'm going to go first, and I think El Grande Americano is going to get the win. I think he's going to win this match. I don't think it hurts Mysterio a bit. He's a legend. Don't hurt him to lose. And I think El Grande is going to get the win. And I did hear a thing. I don't know if it's true, but I heard that they were forced to change back to the Gulf of Mexico in his intro because there's been so much pressure put on him because they said the Gulf of America. So that I haven't seen that official, but I did hear that. Chris, what's your take on this one?
I think El Grande Americano is going to win. Right now everybody's behind him. Like, I think they would be making a big mistake booking wise if they had him lose.
I think it's too soon.
You have the crowd behind them, and the Gulf America stuff made it even funnier. I wish they would. Hopefully that's not true because after he wins, they should be saying that he's going to go sell the Gulf of America. And that they should really play in. Like, that's funny shit.
Yeah,
but
I think it's funny too.
Having sell some great beer wise at it.
I just wish that Gable didn't have to put a mask on to get this big a push because the dude's awesome even without this gimmick.
Yeah, I want to make something clear, and this is my opinion. I think changing the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America is completely ridiculous. That's just my opinion. I do think this is still funny. I have a sense of humor. I think it's funny. The other thing I think it's funny is the music. If you guys have paid attention to the music, like the national anthem or whatever they're playing, done Mexican style, is outstanding. Definitely pay attention to that when it comes out. And who knows what they're liable to do. They may have mariachis come out with them and everything for this. It's hard to say what
else, you know?
So it's been great. Justin, what do you think?
I think Ray's going to win with the help of all the luchadors, and he's going to get unmasked. And you're going to find out that it wasn't Chad Gable. I mean,
that would be an interesting thing if they can pull it off and it's not Chad. I think it would be great. I think it's too. If it is Chad, I think it's too soon to unmask him. I think its gimmick's going great. I think it's too soon. That's just my opinion. Okay, Big Glenn, what are you thinking?
I think El Grande Americano is going to win. He's going to hit him with the Nacho Del Grande elbow drop, kind of deal. So I think he will get unmasked like the rest of you guys were saying. But yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on that one. I didn't think too much about that one other than who I think was going to win. So
okay. Next up, we have Jacob Fatu going against the United States champion, LA Knight, for the championship. Justin, what's your take on this one?
I think this is going to be a quick squash match with Jacob Fatu winning.
Okay.
I don't see much coming out of this other than him dominating LA Knight and then starting a reign with the United States Championship. Because, all great champions start with the United States Championship.
Okay. I mean, that's a possibility. I'm going a different way. I think LA Knight holds on to the title, and it's going to be because of Solo costing Jacob Fatu, not on purpose, by accident, the championship, and that's what's going to cause Fatu and Solo's issues. That's what I think is going to happen. Chris, what do you think?
So that was my little shake there. So to answer your question, Tony, obviously Jacob Fatu is going to win. It's going to be also a squash match.
Okay.
What do you think, Chris?
I think Fatu is going to win. I think right now he's getting and stuff. I think it would be wrong decision to have him lose. I do think they're going to do something with Solo, so I could see. I mean, what you're talking about could happen. I just think it's time to get that title off LA Knight. I don't think LA Knight's helping elevate the United States title at this point. I think it'd be better on Fatu.
Yeah, I can't argue the fact that Fatu's very deserving. It's going to be interesting. That's a match I'm looking forward to. A lot of people have not been a big fan of this, but I'm a big fan of Fatu. And LA Knight's, no matter what anybody says, LA Knight's still over with the crowd. He's still very over. Next up, Charlotte Flair versus Tiffany Stratton for the WWE Women's Championship. Stratton's the champion. Just been an interesting build. It's fell flat. Then they both went off script, and I think it's picked up steam since they went off script. Honestly, um, a lot of people just. I mean, we was at the Royal Rumble. I didn't think the. I thought the more people said in the crowd, I didn't think people minded as much that Flair won. Uh, I didn't think like it wasn't a big bunch of boo fest there at Royal Rumble. Now online, it was a big boo fest. They hate Charlotte Flair, and I think Charlotte Flair is one of the best wrestlers and women wrestlers and one of the better wrestlers, period, in wrestling. Now, I don't know about backstage politics. I don't know about all this stuff. Um, there's definitely some issues there. Uh, but I think Tiffany Stratton's got to win this match. I think she's got to win it. So I'm going to go with Tiffany Stratton. Chris, what do you think?
I don't know. I'm not big. I'm not a real big Stratton fan anyway, but so I'm gonna say Flair's gonna win.
Okay.
I think it'd be. I agree with you. I think Flair's one of the best women they have. I know a lot of people hate on her. I don't think she'd get as much hate if her last name was a different name. I think that has a lot to do with it, and like you said, probably some of the politics because I'm sure her last name being what it is has helped her a lot as well. But I'd like to see Charlotte win. But, I mean, I kind of agree with you that they might keep it on Stratton.
Yeah, it's been Charlotte's been on top for a long time, and I think people are tired of it. I think that when she came back instead of, I think they made a mistake. I don't think she should have won the Rumble. I think if they were going to put her in a championship match, she should have won the Chamber. I think they should have reversed it. I think it would have meant more if she would have won the Chamber, and I don't think some fans were still going to bitch no matter what. I mean, you know how some fans are. That's just the way it's going to be. But I think if she would have come back and earned it in that way, I think it wouldn't have been, the backlash wouldn't have been as bad. But Justin, what do you think, Justin?
Man, I could actually see Tiffany winning and them kind of using Charlotte to maybe show her or push her in this match and see what she has to see how long she should have the title. But yeah, I see Tiffany holding on to the title.
Okay, what do you think, Glenn?
This one's tough as hell because I like them both. Tiffany's gonna win, but there might be some chicanery on Charlotte's end. Something what Jonathan was saying in the comment section.
One thing that's tough with me is Tiffany's very good. She's young. She's still got a lot to learn, but they've got her as the face, and the crowd's behind her. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think she's a face. I don't think she plays the face very good.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's a true heel. That's
like
one thing that, and Charlotte can't be a face. She's a true heel too. So they've kind of put both of them in kind of a bad spot, honestly. Or maybe they thought Tiffany could do a better job being a face. I just don't see Tiffany as a face at all. I know the crowd loves her, but I don't see her as a face. But
especially with the run down NXT, man, that was some good stuff down there, man.
I don't think this match is going to be middle of the road. I think it's going to be one of the best matches on the show, or it's going to be a shit show. I think it's going to be one or the other.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be mid. I think it's going to be really, really good, or it's going to be really, really bad. We'll see. Next up here, I have Jey Uso versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. Gunther's the champion. Big Glenn, what do you think about this one?
So my thoughts on this have changed based on where it ended up getting placed on the start of night one. So I originally wasn't too sure if Jey was going to win, just the fact that he was going to main event your night. But now that he's starting off night one of WrestleMania, I think Jey will win on Saturday.
I agree with you. I think that's a way to start off the show. The fans going crazy. I think the match, just in my opinion, what I would like to see, and they could book it a lot of different ways. But I think Gunther should come out just beating the holy crap out of him, or maybe give Jey a little bit at first. But I mean, Gunther should really brutalize him.
Here's how they should do it. You remember how John Cena got beat by Brock Lesnar? I think that one SummerSlam. I think it was what 2015 or 2016, where he took like 25 suplexes. It should be like that, but instead of Cena losing, it would be Jay getting the win after a quick little comeback and shocking everybody.
Yeah, I think Uso gets the win. The crowd goes crazy. I think that's a great way. I mean, you're going to have 55, 60,000 fans in here. First match, first night. I think that's the way to start it off. That's just my opinion. Chris, what do you think?
I think Uso wins. I thought Uso would win before they said it was going to be the first match of Saturday night. But even after that, I think he wins more because you have him lose that match. I think you're going to have a lot of pissed off fans, and you could be kind of risking the night going the other direction, and instead of the flow of the show going up, that flow of the show could start going maybe the other direction because you could get a whole lot of pissed off fans. Even though I know there's a lot of people that don't feel like Jay is good enough to be the champion. Is he the best wrestler that they have in the ring? No, but is he the worst? No. Is he one of the most over wrestlers they have right now?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes. And that's the reason he's going to win is because like we were there at the Rumble and watched 70,000 people stay there 15 minutes after the show.
Yes.
Eating.
Yes.
Just imagine what it's going to be at WrestleMania if he wins the title. So I see Uso winning. I don't see them putting it off any longer.
And I agree with you because, like you said, the most important matches on the show, in my opinion, is the first match and the last match. The first match to get the show off to a great start and get the crowd going, and the last match because most people remember how a show ends. So don't get me wrong, I'm not putting down the second match, third, fourth, fifth. I'm not putting down the other matches. I'm just saying you want to bookend it and tell a story. And I think that's the way they need to do it. That's just my opinion. Justin, what's your take?
My take is if you thought my heel turn was out of nowhere, wait till Jey Uso turns Saturday. It's going to be great because Travis Scott's going to help him win because he can't beat the ring general by himself. Nobody can beat the ring general.
I've seen rumors of this.
And that's the third member of the Rock Cena trio.
That would be a great turn, and that would be awesome. I mean, I can't say that's wrong because the crowd would really turn against him.
That'd be a heck of a way to start the show.
He's gonna turn on all them eaters.
I tell you what, man, that'd be very interesting. I would actually like to see that. And not only that, we need to make sure that Pat McAfee does not prematurely eats himself in that way. You know, you thought I was going to say something.
The main event. Okay, guys, the main event of night one: Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins versus CM Punk, with Paul Heyman in CM Punk's corner. Okay, Justin, what's your take on this match? What do you think? It's a toughie.
I think you left out Seth Rollins.
I said Seth Rollins.
Oh, okay.
I think Seth Rollins is going to come out of this with the winner, and either with Heyman on his side or doing something with Heyman so Punk and Roman can disappear after WrestleMania for a little while.
Okay. My take is it's tough. I don't think Roman wins because I don't think he needs it. I think Rollins or Punk wins, and I'm going to opposite. I'm going Punk wins, and there's a reason for that because I think of what's going to happen on night two. And I think Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins are going to continue their feud. I don't know what Heyman's doing. He could be with Punk. Who knows where that's going to go? Maybe Heyman proves himself to Roman during that match, even though Roman doesn't win. I think it's a three-way because I don't think Roman takes the pin. So I think it's going to be Rollins or Punk. One of them is going to take the pin. But I'm going to go with Punk. But it's really tough. It really is. So Chris, what do you think?
I'm gonna go with Rollins because I don't think Reigns is gonna win. Because I do kind of agree. I think Reigns is gonna take some time off after Mania, but I think Rollins is gonna win. I think Heyman's going to try to help Punk win, and it's going to go wrong, and Rollins is going to take advantage of it and get the win.
What do you think, Big Glenn?
So what I think is that Heyman it's something what Chris said. He helps Seth Rollins out and Seth ends up winning.
Okay.
And Roman Reigns won't be taking the fall, obviously. I mean, he's not going to win. Not only that, but he was out there in Vegas with the freaking Raiders jersey. So, like I was saying in the group chat to Logan last night, he ain't win.
Guys, before we go to night 2, I was going to ask you a couple questions. First question I'm going to ask Justin. I'm going to ask everybody, but Justin, what match on night 1 are you looking the most forward to?
Probably Roman, Rollins, and Punk.
What about you, Big Glenn?
Yes, Rollins, Punk, and Roman. It's also a tie with Charlotte and Tiffany.
What about you, Chris?
The main event.
Yeah, I think I'll go with the main event. I'm really looking forward to the Uso Gunther match to see how they play that match. I'm interested in Charlotte and Tiffany. What's going to happen there. I'm really interested in Cargill and Naomi, where they're going with that. But I'm going to say Roman and Seth Rollins also.
And I also heard this WrestleMania is actually the first Triple H WrestleMania, because last year was the end of all of Vince's storylines and all of that, and all the storylines and everything for this WrestleMania is all Triple H. So we get to see Triple H do what he does.
Yeah, there's been a lot of the internet people have really been shitting on Triple H this week. A lot of them are mad because Triple H come out and basically said the internet community don't mean shit, and said they just need to enjoy wrestling, and they all got butt hurt and they're mad about it because that's how they make that's how they make their living.
Right.
But I also understand Triple H's point of view, not as much about the criticism. If I'm running a business and a lot of business is ran on trying to surprise people, and they're telling everybody what you're doing ahead of time, I think I'd get a little pissed off too. Because it makes their job a lot tougher to be able to surprise and shock people, whether it's a signing or whether it's a story.
The internet ruined wrestling, honestly.
It's hurt it. I believe that.
Like, especially the Royal Rumble. Like, I used to love the Royal Rumble because you had surprise entrances that you didn't know was even there. And now 2 weeks ahead of time that AJ Styles is making his debut at Royal Rumble. It's like it takes everything out of the surprise of the actual match.
Yeah. It does.
I agree with you.
And then they'll complain, that Triple H says that, but they'll release. All these people try to hurry up and be the first to get it released, whether it's true or not. But then when WWE does surprise them, then they're mad because they didn't know what was going to happen.
Yep.
so either way they're pissed.
I think that's why
it's either it's too predictable or they didn't do it like I wanted to, so now I'm pissed. So it's like you can't have it both ways. You gotta learn to enjoy something.
It's like when Jey Uso won. I think that was a big reason why the internet community shit on it, because nobody thought Jey Uso. Nobody predicted him to win.
He got down in the final 3. I thought Cena was winning.
Yeah, same.
We were there at the Rumble. I thought the way the match was going, I thought Cena was going to win it. It never crossed my mind one time. Actually,
what happened?
At one point, I thought Logan Paul was going to win it, and I was hoping he was going to win it because I knew that place was going to go freaking nuts because people hate him.
I would love to see
cool.
that.
It never crossed my mind one time that Uso was going to win it.
And people said they ruined WrestleMania ruined Rumble because Uso won. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's
preposterous. And then the other thing against me with some of the internet stuff, and we're doing a show right now, we're going over our predictions and we're giving opinions. But the guys that come on here and they say, well, Triple H is doing a terrible job of booking the show. This is coming from a guy that's never booked a fucking show in their lives. Wouldn't know how to book a fucking show. And I'm not saying I know how to book a show. I'm giving my honest opinion, but I'm also not tearing people down. I don't get on there and say this rascal's terrible. I don't get on there and say, I don't agree with a lot of stuff Tony Khan's doing. The Khan does, but he can't take away from what he's built, whether it's his money or not. He's got a successful company, and he's doing what he thinks what's best for him. He's doing a better job of booking it than I could. I mean, we could sit there and say I could book a show, but you know, it's a totally different story to sit there and say book a show and do
Those
it.
guys are booking shows that are witnessed by millions of people, thousands in every building they're at. And then you have guys that are booking a show that has 20 people at their show, saying how much better they could book WWE than Triple H. Why can't you book your own show that good then?
Yeah, they book a show once a month. These guys are doing. Triple H is part of booking 3 shows a week. I know he's got Shawn Michaels there, but he's still part of that. He's got SmackDown, he's got Raw, he's got all these pay-per-views and all this stuff. I mean, it's a very difficult job. I think he does a great job.
And they wouldn't want to put in the time that Triple H does. That they probably don't get no sleep.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
And it's no different than me watching wrestling and saying, well, I'm better than that guy. How is he on TV? Well, he's got something that I don't have. He either looks better than me or he can do something on the mic better than me. He's got what they want and what the people want to see, so he's making the money. I'm not.
Exactly. I mean, it's just the way it is. I mean, and that's another thing. It ain't just about in-ring ability and putting on a 5-star match. A 5-star match is totally opinion. That's ridiculous. It's whether you put wrestling was based on and how you made money. Originally was if you put butts in seats. So if you're putting butts in seats or you're selling great approach, that's how you move up the card in most cases. I'm gonna say every case, because I don't know all the politics that goes in the back of course. And I'm sure I've seen politics at little shows, so I imagine how it is on the big level. It's probably a hell of a lot worse. But yeah, I mean, I think all the numbers is why Jey Uso is where he's at. I think all the numbers, to a certain degree, is where Charlotte's where she's at. I'm sure all the numbers is where John Cena was or Cody Rhodes. I mean, they're there for a reason.
I would love to be backstage at a WWE show just one time, just because I've been backstage at these smaller shows. And I've seen some of the crazy shit and the shit politics and shit that goes on. It'd be cool to see how it is at one of the big time shows and
could you imagine what
how some of the workings are in the backstage? Because I'm sure there's some interesting times backstage, I would say.
Yeah, could you imagine what it was like back in the 80s with Hogan and early 90s and stuff, man? Oof.
Have you guys watched the, I know Chris hasn't, the new documentary on WrestleMania 9?
I did.
Yes,
I have not. I need to go watch it.
Very interesting. What's crazy about it is Nick Khan, who's now one of the big fishes in WWE, was actually a security guard on that show. He was a security guard on that show. So, I mean, he was working security there. And I didn't realize that they basically had that in the parking lot and built that big set.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a really good show, though. But you could see how Hogan was a snake on that show. Yeah, he was a snake. Okay, guys. Night 2. AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. Hey, Justin, what do you think about this match?
Everybody hates Logan Paul, so he's got to win it. Like AJ's towards the end of his career. I mean, I could see him getting one good last run, but not a whole lot more. But yeah, everybody hates Logan Paul, so they're not gonna let him lose. They're gonna keep him on the high horse so that he can ride out and all the people can boo him.
Yeah, I think Logan's, my opinion, is going to win. And I think they're building something with AJ Styles and Karrion Kross. So that's another reason why I think that Logan Paul's going to win. So I'll go with Logan Paul. What do you think, Chris?
Yeah, I think Logan Paul wins as well. He gets so much heat. I think they're going to keep that going.
Big win.
Well, I wonder who's going to win this match. So obviously, I'm not everybody. I like Logan Paul. Logan Paul's gonna win that son of a bitch.
Okay, he gonna win that someday.
He gonna piss everybody off.
Okay,
But
next
again,
one.
it's everybody.
Okay, guys, what's gonna happen with Randy Orton? Who's he gonna wrestle? What do you guys think? Chris, what do you think gonna happen with Orton?
I don't know what they're going to do. I'm still hoping that Kevin Owens is going to show up, and they're going to end up having that match. That this has just kind of been
A big swerve. That's what
been a swerve and going to try to throw people off a little bit is what I'm hoping. Other than that, I really don't know which way they're going to go.
looking forward to. I doubt if that's the case. I think he really is hurt and gonna have surgery. But I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's all big swerve. I think it'd be an awesome swerve because everybody's convinced that he's hurt. So if they can pull it off, I think it'd be great. And that would be something that a heel, Owens would do. So if they could pull it off, I think it'd be awesome. I'm gonna say Nick Aldis, just because I don't want Rusev to debut there, and I don't want Black. I like to see them save him for Raw the night after. That's just my opinion, personal opinion. But Justin, what do you think?
I really don't know, but because it's WrestleMania, I could kind of see Aleister Black being the opponent to have a big entrance, like how he made his NXT debut and main roster debut the first time. He had that big entrance, so I could kind of see him only for that reason, though. I really don't know who would be a good opponent for Orton.
Yeah, it was very tough. I mean, 'cause I was really looking forward to that match. That's one of the WrestleMania matches I was looking forward to was Owens and Orton. Okay, Big Glenn, what are you thinking?
Yes, I think it's gonna be Aleister Black. I would like to see Kevin come out and do what you was mentioning earlier, Tony, but what we all saw at the Rumble with our own eyes, it took him 10 to 15 minutes to figure out if he was okay after taking that Alabama slam on that ladder. That man's hurt. So
Yep, I think you're probably right. I'm hoping not, but you're probably right. Next up, Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre in a Sin City street fight. Big Glenn, what's your prediction? What are you thinking on this one?
I really don't think much on this one. I'm just gonna go by what I feel might happen. I feel like Damian Priest.
More Priest. Man, this is tough because I think it's going to be a killer match. I think they're going to put on all the stops. I think it's going to be could steal the show on night 2. It could steal the whole show. Both.
I'll be AJ Logan.
I think this is going to be really good. I'm going to go McIntyre. Chris, what do you think?
I think it's going to be a real good match, but I think I'm going to go McIntyre as well. 'Cause I don't know. To me, a street fight favors McIntyre. So I think they're going to go with McIntyre.
And McIntyre kind of owes Priest too, because Priest took the championship off him last year at WrestleMania. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Justin, what are you thinking?
I don't. With McIntyre coming out of what he came out of with everybody and still trying to stay relevant, I see McIntyre winning, but Priest putting on a good show.
Well, I think it's going to be a killer match. I really do. Okay, next up we have WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. The champions Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez against Bayley and Lyra Valkyrie. Chris, what are you thinking on this one?
I'm going to say the champions are going to retain.
Yeah, I think so too. I think they're building something with Bayley and Lyra Valkyrie, maybe some kind of storyline. So I'm going to go with Liv Morgan and Raquel too. I think I'll go that direction too. Okay, Justin, what are you thinking?
I I think Liv and Raquel will retain. Yeah, I don't see them losing.
Yeah, I don't think I do either. Hey, Glenn,
11 Raquel wins. Bailey and Lyra are going to be starting a program this summer, a feud for the IC Women's Belt.
okay. Next up, we have Penta versus Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio versus Braun Breaker. Fatal four-way for the Intercontinental Championship. I'll go first, guys. I don't know why. I got a feeling. I think Dominic's going to win. I think he's going to end up with a championship. Breaker's going to move on. He won't take the pin. It's not going to hurt him. I'm going with Dominic Mysterio. Big Glenn, what do you think?
Dominic Mysterio, from the pin to the championship.
From the pin to the championship. Okay, Justin, what's your take?
It's funny because I really thought Dominic was going to win. Even before you guys started saying stuff, I had a feeling he was going to win. But it's going to be like you said, Braun's going to move up from this. That's why he's losing the belt, but he's not going to take the pin. I feel Dominic's going to somehow get either speared or what's he called, the Mexican driver or whatever from Penta, or Mexican Destroyer. That's what it is. He's going to take something to where Dominic pops up and lands on top of Finn and gets the 3 count on Finn, and then they start going at it with each other.
That's possible. Chris, what do you think?
Oh man, I think I'm going. I think I'm gonna go Mysterio as well. Cause I agree with you guys. I think the only reason is because I think Breaker's going to. I think he's going to move on and move up and start competing for one of the other titles. So I think they're going to take the Intercontinental title. I agree with you guys. He's not going to be the one to take the fall. But if it's not Mysterio, I would kind of like to see Penta win it.
You know, I've been thinking that too because it'd be a big stage. Penta's first WrestleMania. I mean, that's not a bad choice. Finn winning because I've heard Finn. I heard they're going to give Finn a big push after this. So I mean, you really there's not a wrong choice. They can have Braun keep it. I mean, there's not that's another match that I think could be a show stealer. I think it's going to be a really really good match that they're going to go all out for. But I just had a gut feeling that Dom's going to win, so that's why I went that way.
Alex said no wrong choice, but Finn turns on Dom.
Okay. Next up, guys, we got the triple threat for the Women's World Championship. We have Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair versus Io Sky, the champion. Okay, Chris, where you going on this one?
I'm going with Mommy.
You're going with Mommy. I know you like Mommy.
I wish it would have been Ripley and Flair. That was the match I wanted to see. I know some people didn't want to see them go at it again, but the first 2 times they went out was awesome. So I'd have liked to see that again. But I think Ripley's going to get the title back.
Okay. Justin, what are you thinking?
Oh, hold on.
Okay, Justin.
I want to see Io keep it, honestly, because she impresses me. I don't know why, but she does. But like I said before, what I want and what's going to happen usually doesn't happen. So I think Rhea's going to win, and either Jade or Naomi is going to be involved some way with Bianca to set up something with that for Monday after Mania.
And it's a tough choice for me because I think make a choice for all 3. Ripley don't need it. She's so over. I don't think she needs it. Out of the 3, Io needs it probably more than anybody. I think there's stories there for Ripley. Other places, I think there's stories there with Bianca. I'm gonna go Io. I think I'm gonna go Io Sky also. Big Glenn, what are you thinking?
I want to pick Io, but I don't think Io is going to win. I think it's going to be Rhea.
Okay, going with Rhea. Okay, guys, we're to the big championship match. John Cena Cody Rhodes for the WWE Undisputed Championship. Rhodes is the champion. Okay, Big Glenn, what's your take? What's going to happen?
Oh yeah, I'm happy you picking me first because this is the one I've been thinking about the most. So Cena is going to shock the world and win number 17 on Sunday night, and it's pretty much going to set the stage for the whole rest of the summer leading into after SummerSlam.
I think that's a good possibility. Let me ask you this: do you think The Rock shows?
Absolutely. Also, I think I will also say Austin will show up too. He'll make up for not coming to an agreement with Triple H and those guys last year. So.
Okay, Justin, what are you thinking?
I see that The Rock has all 3 belts around his shoulders. The Rock has his championship that he bought, and then he's got Jey Uso next to him with that championship, and then he's going to have John Cena on the other side with that championship. And I honestly want to see Triple H get involved and basically be Triple H managing a group against The Rock managing his group, and run a storyline with that for a year. Like that's what I want to see. But yeah, Cena's gonna win. I don't care how many championships he's won or whatever, but he's gonna win to piss the people off, and then just to get The Rock more gold.
Okay, Chris, what are you thinking?
I agree. I think Cena's going to win. I think he's going to win, get the new record to break Flair's record on championships. And I do think The Rock's going to be involved as well. I think The Rock will show up. Because I mean, The Rock could help Cena win, and they could use it. And because I'm going to say they're probably going to use Cena turning on The Rock as a way for Cena to turn back face before he retires. So I think The Rock will be involved, probably to somehow helping him get the title, and then down the road, that's how Cena's going to turn back the face by turning on The Rock.
Yeah, Cena's going to get that Darth Vader Return of the Jedi sent off.
I'm going with Cena too, guys. I think it makes the most sense. Have Cody chasing. I think it just makes Cody even bigger. I think there's big matches you can have with Cena, CM Punk, Cena, Orton, Cena. There's all kinds of things you can do and make big money with. So I think, and you brought up about the Jey Uso thing, and I think it's interesting. Do you guys think that they could put a women's champion in with The Rock? I mean, and if so, who would it be? Would you take Charlotte? Would you take Bianca? Would you take Rhea?
Not Rhea. That doesn't make no sense.
If it was me, if I was going to do that, I think I would do Rhea.
The answer I want to say is not the answer.
Or you could do Charlotte. Makes sense though. Charlotte would make sense though, because you have The Rock, and he's from a big the wrestling family, and you have Uso, big wrestling family. So if you added Flair to that group from wrestling royalty or whatever, so I guess that you can make sense that way as well.
What do you think, Justin?
I can see Charlotte with that one.
I could honestly see Charlotte joining him just because of how much heat she has and how much more heat she could get.
Yep.
And she can be the women's champ and hold that belt and, make it respectable. So, yeah, I think Charlotte would be an actual good choice to have as the woman of The Rock's group.
And I think she's been struggling a little bit on the mic for whatever reasons. I think this would take pressure off of her too. When she's in a group like that, I think that would take the pressure off of her. So I think it would be a good move. I think it'd be an interesting move.
It's the lip injections.
I did have a couple. Okay, what matches are you guys looking forward? Night 2. Justin, what match are you looking forward to night 2?
Probably the Cena match just to see who gets involved.
Yeah, I kind of that way too, and I'm really looking forward to the three-way women's match. I think they're going to knock it out of the park. So let's go ahead. Everybody go, then I'll ask this question. Chris, what are you looking forward to?
The Cena and Cody Rhodes would be the match I'm looking forward to the most. But I'm also real interested in the Intercontinental Fatal 4-Way because I think that's going to be really good.
What about you, Big Lynn?
I could really go with any match on night 2, really, honestly, but I'm gonna go with Cena and Cody.
Yeah. Let me ask you guys this: which night you guys like better, night 1 or night 2? I think I already know Big Lynn's answer from what I just said. I think it's night 2. I think both nights are pretty good, pretty strong, but yeah, I think night 2 is a little stronger.
That's where all the money is for. If you compare both nights of WrestleMania tickets on single day tickets, night 2 is more than night 1. Okay. So,
Justin, what do you think?
I know something about to say night 1.
I'm gonna go with night 2.
Night 2. Okay. What about you, Chris?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with night 2 as well. I think night 2 is a little. There's more matches on night 2 that I'm a little more interested in than what there is on night 1 for me personally. So I'm gonna go with night 2 because there's 2 or 3 matches on night 2 that I'm more interested in than probably on night 1.
Yeah, I can disagree with that. And again, people that are talking about the build and everything, go look at WrestleMania 39, go look at WrestleMania 40 and the matches and the results, and then come back and look at this card. I'm telling you, this is a killer card. I think it's going to deliver. I really think it's going to deliver. I really do. Okay. I had these other couple questions real quick. Justin Danger, you'll go first. Favorite Mania matches?
Brett versus Owen in the cage. Or no, it wasn't even in the cage at WrestleMania. It was just a regular match.
Yeah, I think.
I would say that.
Okay. That the only one you have? You got a couple more?
It's the only one right off the top of my head because I've been watching a lot of SummerSlam lately. So.
Okay. Mine. I really loved, even though it was overbooked as hell, the main event from Cody winning the title last year. I really loved that. Also loved the tag match on night 1. Of course, they're recent. Older matches, probably my favorite all time, just because of the storytelling, not because of necessarily the in-ring work. Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair. I love that match where Shawn tells Rick he's sorry, and he supposedly retires Rick. Of course, we know that didn't take. But that match, and then the Bryan Danielson winning it, having to win 2 matches at that WrestleMania. That's another big favorite for me. Okay, Chris, what about you?
Bret and Stone Cold, because them were two of my favorite guys of all time. Also, Michaels and Flair. I mean, that's to me is one of the most iconic matches there is. Taker and Michaels also at WrestleMania was real good. But them 2 matches, and then just for me, and a lot of people ain't gonna like this, but Pat McAfee match with Austin Theory, and then he ended up getting Stone Cold coming out, and then he got stunned by McMahon and everything. I'm a big Pat McAfee fan, so that I really enjoyed that. Even his match with the Miz the year after when he came out and challenged the Miz with Snoop out there and stuff. I enjoyed those moments.
I ain't seen him since.
I am a big McAfee guy.
Big Glenn, before you go, just because I'm thinking of it, I want to plug something real quick. It's Pat McAfee show tomorrow at noon. He's going to be live from Las Vegas at the WWE World. I do know he's going to have Rhea Ripley on. He is going to have Triple H on,
Roman Reigns,
Michael Cole, and Roman Reigns. I think Roman Reigns, is going to start the show at noon. So it's going to be a big show. He'll be there Monday, too, following WrestleMania. If you like pro wrestling, there's going to be a lot of pro wrestling talk, a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff. So that would be a good one to watch.
Yes.
And you can watch it on YouTube or on ESPN.
My WrestleMania matches real quick before I finish up. Both matches between Shawn and Taker at 25 and 26. Obviously, Undertaker and Bret Hart at WrestleMania 13. And both the latter two of Austin and The Rock at 17 and at WrestleMania 19.
Okay, real quick, Big Glenn, favorite Mania?
17. That's
what about you, Justin? What about you, Justin? Favorite Mania?
I think it was 6 or 7. 7. WrestleMania 7 was my favorite.
Okay. What about you?
That's a tough one. I'm gonna say my favorite was probably the one that Daniel Bryan when
30.
Yeah,
that's
probably my favorite. One match I forgot to mention would be Hogan and Andre. Would be one of my, because that's one of the first matches I remember of like WrestleMania watching as a kid. That's one like the first like that. I'll always will remember that match. So that has to be up there.
6 or 7 years old.
Yep.
That's Mania. WrestleMania 3 was big just because it was so huge and everything. 6 I really liked with Ultimate Warrior. The Bryan Danielson one, 30. But honestly, I tell you, it may be because it's fresh. It's WrestleMania 40. I really loved WrestleMania 40, man. I thought it was outstanding.
I tell you what, man, Seth Rollins' entrance that on night 2 was it was night 2. It was amazing.
Yep.
How all those guys come out in those Jester costumes and everything, man, that was colorful as hell.
Oh. Okay, guys, I think we had a great show. Anybody got anything before we get out of here?
I'm good.
Do you guys know why they're inducting a match into the Hall of Fame?
It's the very first time they started that. It's the very first year. I don't know if it personally, I think the first match, this is me personally, first match should have went in, should have been Andre and Hogan. That's just me personally. Not that the one's not a good choice. I think one reason they picked that one so they could have Stone Cold there at WrestleMania.
I didn't even think about that. That might be it.
Yep.
I think the only reason why they might be adding matches to it is because they might be running out of ideas to who to induct.
I mean, I think it's a cool idea and it's a great match to pick. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from the match. There's a lot of good ones. So, but guys, if nobody has anything, we'll get out of here and we'll talk next Thursday about what happened. WrestleMania.
Definitely.
Everybody have a great weekend. Have a great WrestleMania.
Yeah, please hit that subscribe button on YouTube at Gonzo Sports Room. Like and follow Facebook, Twitch, X, Instagram, all Gonzo Sports Room as well. And we'll see you guys next Thursday.
That'd be absolutely devastating.
This is Joey Owens' show. They've been trying to get me on this broadcast forever, and this is the worst damn broadcast I've ever been on. So you all can kiss my ass while I win this match.